anak ko yung binigay.
Was the capital of Vietnam. So long time ago, the King Dinh Dien Hoàng, he took Hanoi Ninh Binh in the small area, 3 square kilometer for the capital, because the mountains, the cave, the river, it look more pretty because the weather is much better in April and May when the rain is not too much. Some rain, but the weather is better for the rice. So we are coming to the stop soon in 2-3 minutes, and we will stop for break. This place they call Hà Nam, and sometimes there are some mountains, so the people mine the rock, the limestone, and they make the cement. So when we go further on the way, there are some cement factories in this place. In Vietnam, we have many industries, so sometimes we have the electronics component factories, because many factories like Samsung, they manufacture the phone, but the semiconductors sometimes from America, from Japan to Vietnam, or sometimes from China, Taiwan to Vietnam, like Foxconn, they do business here also. And the garment and textile in Vietnam is very popular as well. Like in the South Vietnam, they got the Nike shoes and many factories, so they make the clothes like the garment and textile, and sometimes export to Europe. So they got the Taiwan company to Vietnam, and they make something for Nike shoes. I mean, they do some factories here in Vietnam, so the materials. And in Vietnam, sometimes the people find some other materials, like sometimes they find the cotton, but we got the place in the country with many bamboo and coconut. Sometimes we make the fruits like from coconut, but they found the fabric and they make the clothes, garment, textile from coconut and bamboo also. So we are going to stop so we can go to the toilet, and they would like to share and show us a bit more about the bamboo fabric in Vietnam, so we can spend a few minutes to have a look to see a bit more. And then they got the cafe in the back if you want to get some Vietnamese candies or some coffee. So we stop for break about 25 minutes, and we can have a look to see a bit more about the bamboo fabric in Vietnam and the toilet inside. We got a lot of fight for independence, for defense. So the king and the people took that place for the citadel, for the palace, and sometimes the fight happened. So the king Dinh Dien Hoàng, he ruled the country from 968 and until 1010, when all the people there passed away. So another king moved the capital from Ninh Binh to Hanoi. So Hanoi became the capital of Vietnam since 1010. But earlier, Ninh Binh from 968 to 1010, that was the capital. So it lasted about 42 years. So we come to see the temple for the King Dinh Dien Hoàng, and we talk about the history of Vietnam dating back 1,000 years ago, more than 1,000 years. And you know the name of the country, Vietnam. So Viet, that means Viet people. The majority of Vietnamese are Viet people or King people, because we have Thai people, we have Chinese people, Khmer, Bana, Ere, Zarai, Mönong, Hmong. So many smaller groups like the tribes, so are living on the mountains or the remote area. But most of people are Viet. So I'm a Viet person, and Nam means the south, the north, Mongolia, some other countries, but the south, Vietnam. So the king name in the south, something like that. So we got the name Vietnam about 200 years ago, since 1805. So we talk about the history. And we go to Tam Coc. Tam Coc, that is the boat area. So we ride on the boat, and there are two persons riding on one boat. The boat take you on the river, coming along the river, and the boat go into the cave. We have the water cave. In Ninh Binh, the mountain is not too high. It's about 150 meters high, but they are all the limestone mountains, the rock. And it took a long time for the formation, the geology. And after many times the rain, so the water come down and flow. The water flow, and the erosion when they got inside the crack, and the cave has formed. So inside the cave, sometimes the stalactite coming down. So you ride on the boat take you on the river into the cave, and it takes about 1 hour 40 minutes for the boat ride. So you can enjoy the photo for the beautiful scenery. That is the big complex, Hoa Lư Tam Coc Trang An, and the scenery is quite similar. And in Ninh Binh, in 2015, they shot the movie King Kong, Skull Island, but in that area, not the place for the boat, but some other place with the same scenery close by Tam Coc. So they got the movie King Kong, Skull Island in Ninh Binh, Ha Long Bay, and Quảng Bình, 3 places. So sometimes we see there are more birds on the mountain. There are more birds like the cranes, sometimes the goats and the monkeys. But monkeys, they always stay away. Sometimes we see them, but sometimes the local people see the monkeys. So we see more birds in Ninh Binh, so more crane. And the specialty is the goat meat. So they raise the goat, and the goats climb on the mountain. Sometimes we have the milk, and we have more meat from the goat meat. So they got the goat. And we have lunch today, the food included, and the drink not included. So we got the buffet lunch, and they got some option for vegetarian, and some option for meat if you want some meat, and noodles, rice, fried rice, chips. So they got some chicken, some goat meat, or some beef, or some food for option. So you can take what you want to have for vegetarian or some meat. So goat meat is a local specialty, so they can try some goat meat in Ninh Binh. And in the restaurant we have the bike. So if you want to go on biking, so we can go on biking tour about half an hour to enjoy more about the scenery in the village. If you don't want to bike, you can stay in the restaurant close to the swimming pool, or in the restaurant with the air conditioner, so you can get the Wi-Fi in there or something to do whatever about half an hour, and then we go on. So we go on to one place, Hang Mua Cave, Hang Mua, where we can climb to the top of the mountain, but there are nearly 500 steps up, 500 steps down. So it takes about 15-20 minutes to go up, 15-20 minutes to go down. If you don't want to climb, you can stay around. There's a lotus pond and the small cave, and you can climb halfway if you want, or they got some cafe or bar if you want to get some drinks. So we spend about 1 hour 15 minutes in Hang Mua, so where you can climb to the top of the mountain and enjoy the beautiful view for the rock formation, the great view to the city of Ninh Binh and the river Tam Coc. But remember, when we go up and down for the climb in Hang Mua, we should have the shoes because it's slippery sometimes, and take some water, hat, sunglasses when you go up and down because sweating. So we will see the weather, how it look like, and we will stop where we go first. So we will see, and before we arrive to every place, I will tell you what to bring or what to do in every place, so we can prepare something for better. So we do the round trip in Ninh Binh for the day trip, and we come back to Hanoi tonight. It's about 7:30, and today, yeah, 7:30. So today is Friday, and every Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, that is the night market and the walking street in the old quarter and the lake, Hoàn Kiếm Lake. So it's busy. So we will pass some places where we can show you the direction to come back to the hotel in the old quarter, because it's quite busy for Saturday night, Sunday night, and when you go into the old quarter, you keep the phone money more carefully, because sometimes just in case of the pickpockets in the busy place in the city, that in the night market, so you keep phone and money more carefully. So when we come back to the city, so we get out of the city now, and later we go on the freeway. So we will say goodbye Hanoi, the old city of Vietnam. Hanoi, that means the city inside the rivers, because we have some rivers. And when you stay in the city Hanoi, you can try some Vietnamese food and drink, and come to some place to see. So we got some pho Hanoi. Pho is a noodle soup in Hanoi. So they got the beef noodle soup and the chicken noodle soup. So when you pass the local restaurant where it's busy place, that means the good food in Hanoi. And they got some coffee for Hanoi, egg coffee, coconut coffee, and salt coffee. Very good salt coffee, coconut coffee, egg coffee in cafe. And they got some beer if you like to drink, to try some Hanoi beer or Saigon beer, but Hanoi, so you try Hanoi beer. And some place to see in Hanoi, the hotel located in the old quarter, so you stay there with the lake, with the water puppet theater, and close by they got the train streets, the French Quarter, and some museums. So you can see the temple and museum or train streets in Hanoi city. But when you go to the train streets, be careful that make sure you sit in the cafe. You sit inside the cafe, not walking when the train pass by. Otherwise the train hit you. So in the evening, the train pass about 7:40 p.m. 7:40. But on Saturday and Sunday, the train pass about 8:30, 11:40, 3:30. So they got some experience that some people love to go train trip in the city. So you can enjoy and get more experience in the city. The city is busy with many motorbikes, cars. So when you cross the street, you watch out the motorbike. That make sure being safe when you cross the street. And the old quarter is quite busy at night as well. So when you go outside, you keep the stop more carefully. So now we get out of the city, and it takes us more than 1 hour to go to the stop for break. So when we go to the break for stop, I will tell you after maybe 1 hour 15 minutes. So I will see you again. So thank you for coming on the tour. Thank you. On the way there are some cement factories, and they got very good income, much money, and they build such big palaces. So we are passing soon in 1 minute on the left for the three palaces for one family. So the family have the business for the cement factories and the constructions. So they have very good income, and they build such palaces for the father. So the father in the back and the 2 sons in the front. So in Vietnam dong, they spend 3,000 billion dong. 3,000 billion dong in dollars is about 120 million dollars just for the house. So inside they have the gold plated, and the big bonsai, swimming pool, and an entertaining room, meeting room, everything in the house. So they built that house in 2018, about 7 years ago. 7 years. So in dollars, about 120 million dollars. Thành Thắng family, 120 million dollars. So such a big amount for the money. Just for the house, But inside they make the gold, like gold plated. Like the stairs by gold here also. So some cement factories, so the people mine the rock for the from the limestone, and then they make the cement. So they practice Catholic. Earlier, the Portuguese and the Spanish, they came to Vietnam in 1600, and then they start introduce and practice Catholic in Vietnam. But the king that time banned them. The king say, oh, it's a new one, not very good for Vietnam, for the people when we stay with Buddhism. So that they say no. And until the French, when the French colonized Vietnam, so they built more Catholic church and more people practice Catholic church. So that we have more Catholic in Vietnam. Sometimes we have the Protestant and Christianity, so but smaller amount of them. And the factory here for Hyundai from South Korean company, so they manufacture the car. But in this place they assembling, so finishing the car, so they can make the cheaper price for Vietnam market for Hyundai in this complex. So they got some factories and Hyundai. So Vietnam is still growing up, and everything is still developing. So we build more new roads, new house, factories from the last 20 years. So we got many things new from the last 20 years for many things new built, the new roads and more factories, more investments from overseas to Vietnam. So sometimes we have from America to Vietnam, Taiwan, China, South Korea, and Japan to Vietnam. That's a big investment. And sometimes we export many things from agriculture to overseas. We export many fruits from Vietnam to China. We got many rice from Vietnam to the Philippines, to Indonesia. We got a lot of coffee from Vietnam. We export to Europe, or sometimes fish from Vietnam. We export to America. So something made in Vietnam or grow in Vietnam. The animal. And they call Hoa Lư for the capital Vietnam. Sometimes on the mountains we see some goats, they are climbing up. For Vietnamese, we love the chicken or the goat. Sometimes they call it the free range chicken. So we love them to do exercise or to be outside in the garden or on the place more spaces, so they can make the good meat and sometimes more organic. So they can find the food organic. So we come to see the temple for the king soon in 1-2 minutes. So we will walk to see the temple about 40-45 minutes, about 40 minutes to see the temple for our king. And on the way in the temple, sometimes the woman or some person asking you to take the photo of you, and then they ask you to buy the photo. So it's better to say no, thank you. If you want photo of you, you can take selfie by yourself, or you can ask me to take the picture of you for you. Because sometimes they ask you to buy the photo, so it's better to say maybe no, thank you. If you want, sometimes they say $1 one photo. So the temple for this is flat. It's flat. We go to see temple, so we can take bags or whatever. But it looks cloudy outside, so just in case of rain, if you have the raincoat, we should take the raincoat or umbrella. It's in case of rain.
person Ninh Binh. He was a great person because he was very expert as a martial art. And when he grew up, when he was in his childhood, he got many experience with some other friends in the fighting. And he learned the books and about the art of war, like the tactics, how to fight in the war. So the country Vietnam before 1968, it was chaos because many people rule different places in the 12 regions. So Ninh Binh, he became the great fighter, and then he became the great leader in the army troop, and then he defeated the people, and the people surrendered him. So the country Vietnam got reunited to be one country, and he took this place for the capital because there are many mountains and river and fields. So that was a good place for defense. And he built some palace in this place. They say the king, he became the king, Chinh Thiên Hoàng, and he got the family. So they say our king Ninh Binh, Chinh Thiên Hoàng, he got 3 sons, 3 wives, and 2 daughters. So not very big family, but 3 wives, 3 sons, and 2 daughters. So in Vietnam, when we get older, we pass the power to the son. And it's supposed to be the first son will be the king after him, but he listened to the official and he passed the power to the second son. So it's not very good when the first son felt jealous and the first son killed the second son. So suddenly the family get broke because the children in the fight because they want to get the power from the father. So the king, he was not happy. He was a good person because he kept the country quite in peace, and he made a good relationship between Vietnam and Song dynasty in China and Champa. So the country was in peace, quite peaceful time. So that they call Thái Bình, something like the peaceful time when he ruled the country. And sometimes he makes some celebration, anniversary, some music and party. And he did not know in one of the party in 979, one of the servants he thought he must be the king. He thought the heaven sent him to the earth to be the king instead of our king Chinh Thiên Hoàng. So the servant put the poison in the food and killed our king in the party by food poisoning. So our king Chinh Thiên Hoàng, he was killed in 979 and he was 56 years old. So he was a good person because he reunited Vietnam from the 12 regions and he ruled the country just more than 10 years. But the servant killed him by food poisoning, and in the same time the son of the king tried to kill the murderer, but the murderer killed the son of the king. So both of them was killed. So the family get only one more son left. So the last son, he was too young, only 6 years old. So the last son could not rule the people, and the mother from the last son, she asked help from the general. So the two of them managed the army and ruling the people.
Ulan between 11 to 2 eh. Parang pagkarangan lang pa sa tabing ilog.
Riding on one boat. So the local person rode the boat for you. You just enjoy the photo. And sometimes in Tam Coc, because there are 1,600 boats and they share to everyone in Tam Coc, they got only 3 trips a week only. 3 trips a week and 1 trip a day. So sometimes when we come back, just thanks to them for helping to row the boat, and just a little tip to them for better things. And sometimes recommend 50,000 dong for one boat. 50,000 dong to 100 is about $2 for one boat, like one person $1, or sometimes 30,000 dong for one person. So when we go there are two persons riding on one boat in Tam Coc. Yes.
Ito ba yung yumuyo ko? Ito ba yung yumuyo ko? Yumuyo ko. Silip ka sa grabe sa no, ang ganda ng view. Hindi mo ilalabas sa cellphone mo, friend. Hindi mo ilalabas sa cellphone. Baka sakto naman tayo sa Sam. Mababasa sa harap ko. Umuulan pero mainit. Ang nahihirapan ka sa bag. Set ko sana para ipasok mo lang tayo. Hindi ka na. Dali sa dali kunin mo. Nahihirapan. Okay lang. Hindi nababasa ka. Hindi ka napapayong. May security dito. Hindi, baka ano, may nangyari. Nasa gitna siya. Nasa gitna pa lang tayo. Ayan, lotus. Yan ba yung lotus? Hindi naman nata pwede magbalik kasi binabalik niya ata itong kanina. Nakangawit din lang yung upo. Kung sa Dubai to may makina yung mga ano nila sa bangka nila. Hindi sila magpapakahirap. Uy, ano ka? Balikan lang po sa akin. Walang nakapapag. Eh, hindi sila mahilig sa mga ganito eh. Sila city tour lang ata sila eh. We are entering. This is the last tunnel. Parang bumasas ka, binigyan mo. Tapos nakaadyala pa nga. Tapos ang kuya nakatatayo. O baka bigala ng sound, wala na. Masaya ka itong habang ko. Wala ka sa intimba paglimas yun. Tungsen. Ay, tungsen. Aray ko, paata ako sa... Yung tatlo din. Man na asopan te. Malapit na eh. Pinugas lang. Gusto mo? Magkano kayo? Magkano kayo? Magkano kayo? Philippines.
Đây jacket này, lưng jacket đi. Từ từ bà cũng ngồi yên đấy. Đây cho cháu múa. Jacket không jacket.
Remove.
Thôi, nó chỉ muốn một kiểu thôi. Ok, này. Yeah, beautiful. Nắm lạnh ghê. Dạ, dạ. One, two. Ok, thôi vậy thôi. Thôi. Họ tông vào họ lại chửi thôi. Là đi từ từ nhá.
Hindi, sabi naman, pwede namang di kunin eh, di ba? Sarap. Kaya siyempre gagalingan niya para kunin natin lahat. Ang ganda. Kaya nga, lalo na ito. Hindi mo na puuli dito. Pero sana masend din yung soft copy. Pero hindi siguro.
for 15 minutes to be in there, to be free. You can go up and down, or you can walk to the Lotus Lake or the small cave in there, or they get the cafe or bar in there if you want some drinks on their own. And then it's probably 5 p.m. we will leave there back home. So we go from here to there about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we got about 1 hour 15 minutes to be in there. So you can go on the top to enjoy the view. They call the name Hang Mua or Mua Cave. So they say long time ago the people did some celebration. Mua, that means dancing. So they make some music or celebration festival in Hang Mua. So dating back in Ding Dynasty more than 1,000 years ago, and Chun Dynasty more than 700 years ago, very long time. So they just call the name Hang Mua for the general name in that area.
Từ đâu đến đâu, tài sao đến đâu, thế là cứ nó chạy thôi.
Kapan galing?
That's 41%. Basta yun?
10. Around 10%.
Kaya hindi na naman dapat mag-mabilis ka.
O, dito may view na.
Oh, yan. Yung mga, which one? Heck,
不喜欢那种看那种。
Ito na yan. Ito na yun. This is it. Stop 67.
Sa pick. Ay, depende. Kung saan tayo lang. Ano muna kaya?
Iniziamo ad andare a sinistra che vediamo tutto il film di là. Facciamo un bel video.
We can take that. Tangin, buong araw tayo nandun. Happy lang. Punta tayo. Hindi ka naman sinisipan.
What happened?
네네네. 다음 달은 또 시원하기로 한데 이게 반바지 영하는 좀 힘들어서 반바지는 좀 짧아서 si la tira es lo que repara, el cemento no. El cemento es rugoso, el cemento...
Si son estas iglesias, bueno, la mañana que el trabajo que está regado por la mañana, a lo mejor a las 5 y media siempre está regando el césped, ¿no? Está hostia, me resbala.
लोटस गार्डन
Còn ngày xưa cầm suất xong rồi khách nó kêu rồi cái kỹ nhá, cái kỹ là kêu tức là hôm đầu tiên là
一つ5万円でしたね。一つ300円です。